Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast.
I'm a stoner, he's a stoner. Won't you like to be a stoner too? Welcome to the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is Geekachu.
And you have made it. We have made it. You have made it to the much anticipated Pokemon Go episode of the Natural Habitat Podcast. It was bound to happen.
Yeah, fuck.
First of all, I would like to apologize for adding to the Pokemon Go craze. All right, I realize what I'm doing. I'm like an Anthony Bourdain of podcasters, to where I realize that I've become the thing that I hate, which is something that pushes along a fad like this. And it's just as bad to talk about it, but there's just so much shit. We couldn't not address it.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I would like to start this episode by, even though Joey does not believe me, I have not been playing Pokemon Go. Haven't downloaded the game. Haven't caught a single Pokemon. I have kept myself away from the craze. There was a couple times when I was tempted to do it. I'm not going to lie.
Ever?
What do you mean ever?
You never played Pokemon ever?
No, okay. I'll take that back because I did play Pokemon Snap on 64. Is that what it was?
I don't know.
I want to say that it was on 64 and it was Pokemon Snap and you would go on like a boat ride similar to like a Splash Mountain kind of thing on a fixed track. And you could look around and take pictures of Pokemon. And you had to find them and take pictures of them.
Fun fact.
You just said fun fact and then took a drink of your soda.
Yeah. I have never partaken in any type of Pokemon ever.
Yeah?
I never watched any of the shows. I never played any of the games. I never had any of it. But my younger siblings may have, like, my youngest siblings, and I'm not hating, you know. I got like nephews and nieces and you know, all kinds of kids around that probably enjoy the shit. I see a lot of grown folks enjoying the shit. I think it's a healthy thing to be out and about and moving around and doing your thing.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of positives. There's a lot of pros, a lot of cons. But
that's life though.
I never did the trading card game. I was never one of a trading card. Like, I was never a trading card kind of dude myself. I had trading cards, but I never actually played the games. I had Star Wars trading cards that had points and power points and energy and shit, but I think you have a pack of them too.
Yeah,
but I never actually
didn't
played
until recently.
Yeah, but I never played like Magic the Gathering or anything like that. I never understood it. I was too high.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's the case. I just think, like, I just didn't know anybody who was into it, so, like, I never got into it, you know? Like, I was into other shit. The shit I was into was more, like, outside type of shit, you know? Like, riding bikes or fucking climbing trees or fucking...
Or, like, building jumps and shit.
Yeah, doing all kinds of, like, only specifically outdoor shit because...
Dragging couches into fields and then getting drunk on them.
Yeah, who the fuck wants to be trapped in a tiny-ass house all day?
Nobody. You know? But when we were kids, we didn't have the abundance of technology to keep us distracted. So
also,
it was different. Because back in my day, we didn't have devices in our pockets.
Well, we had PlayStation at a pretty young age.
Yeah.
And that was pretty poppin'. You know, like, PlayStation at our age was easily the equivalent to fucking Xbox.
Yeah.
Today, you know?
True. So, even like Super Nintendos and fucking Segas and shit.
Yeah.
That would keep you busy for hours.
The first PlayStation was like fucking the leap, and then it kind of just like took off after that. So
yeah, I remember playing Metal Gear Solid on my fucking first PlayStation, and you had to smoke to find the lasers. If you smoked a cigarette, you would find the lasers, but you would also lose your health, like slowly but surely. You would lose like 2% of your health every 30 seconds or something as you were smoking.
Okay, there was a lot of other popular shit at that time too when Pokemon came out that I never really got into, but I also recognized like Yu-Gi-Oh's and like all kinds of other like things that were traded. You know what I mean? There was that was like a big thing for the next generation. You know, it was like it was all trading things or like
that was like the biggest thing.
Yeah, really. And that's pretty cool because that skipped us, I think. We weren't really into like trading anything. Yeah. Really in
the only thing was Pogs.
Pogs was the biggest probably.
Yeah, you play for keeps and you trade.
Kids our age never were really into like trading cards unless it was like different like crazy trading cards. Like I had the horror monster cards like Freddy Krueger and like all those type of things.
Yeah.
You know, I had those type of trading cards, like
just like for fun to have and shit.
Yeah, but never like baseball cards or like, you know.
Yeah, and I think we had the mentality that was like, hey, this is my shit. Like, I don't have a lot of things. Like, I don't have just an abundance of toys, so I'm not going to trade you my cool things because I have them for a reason. Like,
right. I agree, and I think that was like. Oh no, it was a cool thing for them to have all on their own because it was like we couldn't relate to it, but they could, and they had their shit on lock. You know, it was like they knew all the characters, they knew like all like what everything was, how you know what I mean. I still don't understand it. But
are you talking about Pokemon again now?
Yeah. Yeah, so
I know maybe three characters.
Yeah, I know a few characters, but I mean, like, I don't know like what they do. Yeah. I don't know like what kind of character they are or anything. I don't know like what their like abilities are or anything. Like there's a lot of knowledge behind it. Is what I'm saying. Like you got to have a fucking skill set.
It's a whole thing, and all of my like knowledge that I know about it is from Pikachu and Charizard and popular culture and in TV shows, and then what I've been looking up recently about Pokemon Go. So it's like if you're in that world, it gets hella deep. But my thing is that Pokemon isn't very old. Like this popped up in the 90s and, it doesn't have a huge nostalgic value to where our parents remember it. And it was around in the 60s or 70s or something like that. So it's missing that huge thing that drives people to want to get back into something that's old. It's barely nostalgic. You know what I mean? And it seems like for something like that wasn't that big in the first place. I mean, it was huge in its time, but it kind of fizzled out, didn't have a lot going on. And now it already surpassed Twitter in downloads. More people have downloaded Pokemon Go than have downloaded Twitter in all of time that Twitter's been available on cell phones. So it's like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think it's quite that high yet, but pretty close, I think.
Yeah, I know that it was probably like it was close to a week ago. It was only like 4 or 5 days after the app had come out. And I was listening to this podcast that I stumbled across on iTunes. It's like some nobody podcast. They have like a few episodes. It's called The Joe Rogan Experience. And this guy, Young Jamie, was talking about how it already passed Snapchat. More people have downloaded Pokemon than have downloaded Snapchat, and it's about to pass Twitter. So I'm assuming that it's past Twitter by now.
Well, if it hasn't, it's coming close. Okay, so that's a thing, right? Like that's a crazy thing.
Yeah,
it's a crazy fucking phenomenon, and that's why we're talking about it because like this is its own phenomenon. Nothing else has been like this.
Yeah, and is it a coincidence that this blew up this big? Is there a reason why it's on the top of all of your social media feeds? Why everybody's seeing it? Everybody wants to download it. This shit can get put in front of people's faces if they wanted to. So
you know why? It's necessity. That's why. Because we're in a time of fucking craziness, and any type of things that do bring us together are very infectious. You know what I'm saying? Bernie Sanders brought fucking millions and millions of people together over a year span of time. Yeah. The internet connects the entire world. Facebook connects the entire world in a different way. You know what I mean? All these things. Well, Pokemon Go is a new thing that's connecting us all, and it's allowing us to like interact with each other in a physical and non-physical way. You know what I mean? And this is the next step. This is social media evolving, right in front of our eyes. You know what I mean? And it's becoming like things from now on are gonna have to have some type of element like this.
Yeah. See, but
to be able to keep up.
From the way that I understand it, once again, haven't played the game. From the way I understand it, you aren't actually player against player. It's more team against team. There's like 3 teams that you join, and then you go to places, and if it's a rival team, then you can fight somebody's Pokemon. But you don't really, there's not like an in-game chat or anything like that to where...
Yeah.
But how did it get so fucking huge without that? Like, I mean, I'm saying... Because you're saying that it has this social media kind of feel to it, but I don't really see it that way. I see it as more of a game to where just as any other game, there's other people playing it. You can go look at their, like the Simpsons Tapped Out game. You can go look at people's towns, interact with them, see what they're doing.
But how many people play that on all social media accounts?
Yeah.
None. You know, Pokemon Go's on every fucking social media account.
Yeah.
It's the cool thing to do, you know? It's like you got to show off and compare your stats. The only way to do that is to do it through your social media. Yeah. That's what's brilliant about it. It's connecting multiple things at the same time. You know, you can't escape it. It's the top trending thing on every site there is. You know what I mean? And that's bigger than just a game.
Yeah.
That's like, it's not just a game at all. It's not Pokemon Go is just a fucking past tense now. You know what I'm saying? It's like they figured out a way to like do something different, and it's got people involved. Now, Pokemon had to be fucking huge before for it to be this big now. And you know why it's this big now? It's because the people who it was big for in the beginning all had fucking kids now. And now it's them sharing it with their kids also, and it's a multiple generational thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a cross between everybody.
Like Star Wars.
Yes, this is a new age Star Wars. I was just going to get to that point. You know? It's exactly the same thing. It's like a new phenomenon like that. I don't think it'll pass it. I think what this is going to do is ignite a new thing. Okay. And it's going to be like everybody's going to get on it. Harry Potter's going to get in on it and create a fucking Harry Potter Go. And then a fucking Star Wars Go. And then a fucking, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that has their own universe is going to be able to create their own Go.
The augmented reality will just be the new base for all the new games.
Yeah, and everybody's going to do it, and everybody's going to share the fuck out of it on social media, and then everybody's going to be sharing ads.
Because that way, if you don't like Pokemon, then you'll like the next one, or you'll like the one after that. They're going to eventually do something. If they came out with a horror movie Go, where there was just serial killers and murders happening everywhere, I would totally fucking get that. 100%.
Yeah, there will be one. There will be a fucking Walking Dead one.
Or like a CSI Go, where you could go into a room and it'll show a bunch of shit, and then wait, hold on. I just came all right, we're copywriting this. This is a CSI Go where you go in and it gives out a whole map and it gives you like a crime scene that you have to solve.
Like an escape room.
Yeah, like an escape room. And you can map the room initially, and then it'll create something in there for you.
Yeah, you know, like the possibilities are really endless, and this shit is just the fucking tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, but it was bound to happen. And now look, every video game platform has also moved on to a virtual platform as well. So it's like Samsung took over the shit with the Galaxy and the virtual goggles and making it cheap as fuck and making it possible for everybody to have. But now Xbox and PlayStation are doing it as well, and they're making all their other ones interactable with it. You know what
they have the new one where they have buildings that you could go to that have hallways, kind of like an office cubicle kind of thing, like a maze of hallways, and you put on the computers in the backpack, so you're not tethered. It's in a backpack that you wear. You have a gun, you have a headset, and it gives you this whole fucking, you know. You could play with different people. I saw some YouTube video about it, and it was nuts.
Yeah, there's a lot of capabilities for it, so it's pretty neat. It's like the future is here, my friend. It's starting to creep in on us. It's like this is the shit that everybody talked about in the 90s, and now it's finally fucking here, and it's coming out slowly, but it's about to boom. I feel like it's going to be huge, and maybe virtual reality is here to stay. Maybe we're all just living in the virtual reality, like fucking Elon Musk says, and maybe we're gonna break that fucking break through that wall soon, that fifth dimension.
Yeah, there's the uncanny valley. Once we cross that, and that's when you look at virtual reality, everything still looks a little fake. And the uncanny valley is when you can't tell the difference between real life and virtual reality. And then once we make that, then there's no saying that we're not already in that and that we're living in some sort of virtual reality already, like some Matrix style shit.
It's real.
Yeah, which would make sense. Mm-hmm. A lot of things would make sense. But we got a lot of facts to get into about this. And before we do that, I say that we get high.
Booyakasha.
Little NHP smoke sesh for your moms out there. For all you mothers, all you single mothers. Why did I fucking dedicate the smoke sesh to single moms? Now I gotta keep it there.
I don't know. Stay
strong. You don't need him. He's a piece of shit. Or take him back. He didn't mean it. I'm not sure. All right, everybody out there, flick your bics, snap your pics, and hashtag them NHP.
Hey. I'm about to rap with some fucking Pokemon shit right now. Shit.
Gotta make that Poke track.
Hell yeah, I'm about to catch them all.
Yep, make it about STDs or weed strains, shit. whichever way you want to take it. It's kind of up to you. So, I mean, everybody's heard the stories. Everybody that's on social media or on the internet has had these things shoved in front of their face. Two men walk off cliff playing Pokemon Go. Woman crashes her car on the freeway playing Pokemon Go. People are getting robbed playing Pokemon Go.
If they're real, probably not.
Yeah, there's all these different stories. So, you know those. We don't really have to cover all that shit. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Great. So all that happened, maybe. And now we have some Pokemon Go numbers. So these are some stats, just some facts about the game.
Users are playing in the delivery room, the restroom, even on the freeway, all in the quest of catching them all. Pokemon, that is. Nintendo stock is getting a $7 billion boost from 1990s era nostalgia, souped up with the latest in augmented reality. Just days after its debut, Pokemon Go is the top free app and top grossing app in the US iPhone App Store. It's been installed on over 5% of all Android devices in the States. It's beating out Tinder in installs, rivaling Twitter user numbers on Android, and beating WhatsApp and Instagram in time spent. All with just a limited release in the US, Australia, and New Zealand. Players chased mythical creatures, aka Pokemon, in real-world surroundings using their smartphones.
The way it works, the game uses the camera on your phone and GPS technology to detect where you're standing physically in the real world and make Pokemon virtually appear around you.
The game was built by Google spin-off Niantic, capitalizing on cutting-edge mapping technology. Investors can hardly contain themselves. Shares of Nintendo soaring in Tokyo, the biggest gain since the game maker began trading 33 years ago. But shares are still down from the 2007 peak around the Nintendo Wii. The question is, can Pokemon keep up the momentum and restore Nintendo's former gaming glory?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think it's going to take a lot more than that to make Nintendo relevant. They're going to have to get rid of the fucking Wii function and get back into like real gaming because, you know, I think the Wii is good for the Wii things, but I think that they didn't think it through.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like I like that, but I also like to just play games and don't want to have to do that. And I understand like they do have some of that, you know, but they really don't because it all like even, you know what I mean? It's all like kind of weird.
You can't just like turn your muscles off and just use your thumbs. You have to constantly be ready to do shit.
Yeah, I think there's a possibility for Nintendo to make a crazy comeback if they like have some radical new console design or something, you know. I think that we should stick around and be a Nintendo product, but maybe not the main console anymore, you know. Maybe they should come up with a brand new console and like aim it towards real gamers, because if you paid attention, like all the games are cross platform now between PC and gaming systems. So like people want something similar, like a Xbox or like something that's going to be compatible, you know. If Nintendo came up with like a compatible PC console, that like played the same type of games and shit, even if they allowed fucking Mario to be played on Xbox, holy shit, Jay.
Right?
Would they make a killing? You know, because everybody on Xbox wants to be able to play Mario too. I don't understand why they never did that. You know, they should be able to license some of their games to other consoles, maybe PlayStation or Xbox or something, because fuck, people would probably want to play it. I know that Mario's best experience would be on a fucking Xbox. Sorry, Nintendo. But, you know, Xbox is the best platform, I think. And like to give for them an opportunity to do something like that would be amazing. I think, like, you know, an Xbox team could fucking murder some Mario and take it old school, you know, like take it all the way back to like the original Super Mario Brothers, and like have to like blend it between that all the way up to like some new shit. Start there, and I don't know, some crazy new Mario Brothers would be sick on the Xbox. I can only like imagine the possibilities. They could blend so many things. Like Call of Duty takes like a bunch of games, and blends them into one. They'll have like an arcade style game, and then they'll have like a fucking, you know, a bunch of different types of things that they could blend in. Though you could do that with Mario Brothers easily. Make the original format as like an arcade style part for only certain parts of the game, and then do like a first person style running game, and then like a third person style, or like a fucking 2-dimensional or something, you know, just keep switching it up. I don't know, it could be crazy.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, but they got to do something because, they're not relevant at all anymore. And I know that Nintendo owns Pokemon. Like, I was aware of that, but I didn't make the connection with Nintendo and Pokemon Go. Like, when I heard Pokemon Go, I thought of the app maker and Ingress and, you know, like, I thought of Pokemon, the Pokemon franchise, and I didn't think of Nintendo. So the average person out there isn't like, wow, Nintendo's killing it with this Pokemon game. They're like, I love this Pokemon game that fucking Google made for me. They don't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because, like, none of that really matters. You know?
Yeah. Plus, it says here that Nintendo has sold 270 million Pokemon games, over 21.5 billion trading cards in 10 languages, and made 17 feature films over the past 20 years.
It's huge.
Yeah, that's insane. And, you know,
huge.
Just because we don't know the characters and we're not into it, it's been going on for the past 20 years. And
yeah, it's like...
there's a lot of fucking shit going on.
It's the nerd Star Wars. I mean, I thought Star Wars was for the nerds, but apparently not.
We're like the cool nerds. Like, the nerds that get laid are the Star Wars ones, and then...
That's a thing.
Well, it's like the nerds that can trick, like, a couple girls to have sex with them, not just get laid a bunch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's spoil some shit for some folks and give out some tricks.
All right.
Some tricks and tips.
This is...
That's how you cheat.
This is a gentleman on YouTube by the name of Linus. His channel is Linus Tech Tips. A little shout out for him. And he is going to teach everybody out there that plays Pokemon Go how to cheat at Pokemon Go. So here it is. Take it away.
First off, you're going to need a rooted Android device or a rooted emulator. If you want to use an emulator on your computer, I would recommend using BlueStacks, the application to emulate Android. Then you're going to need a few different APK files. You'll need Lucky Patcher, Fake GPS, and Pokemon Go. First, you would install Lucky Patcher through your previously rooted device. Then you would use Lucky Patcher to install Fake GPS as a system application, tell Fake GPS where you want it to say you are, and other various details like how fast you want it to update and other things that you can program yourself very easily through the settings option. Then go into your location settings in Android and turn off Google Location History. And change your GPS accuracy to low, although this may take some fiddling later on, and you may need to make it to high or even medium if you must because the game refuses to update its location. If you're in Windows 10, you need to make sure all of your location services are off. Just type location in the start menu and then make sure both of the location options are individually turned to off. If that feels too difficult, that would be fair. It's more of an advanced user thing. If you want something more simple, you could go with Pokémon Go Anywhere, which enables you to click on the screen for movement instead of actually just walking around, enabling you to leave your house and walk to the park by clicking on the screen instead of getting up from your couch. Now, there are problems with this. Most importantly, in my opinion, is that it completely breaks the gamified features of the game. The whole idea of the game is that you're supposed to walk around and try to find all these Pokemon, and there's like location meters with the little feet, and you're trying to track things down, and it's fun to search and locate on your feet. It brings you outdoors. That's the purpose of the game. But even beyond that, if you're like, I don't care, Luke, I don't care about the gameplay, I just want to win, it might not matter because you might get banned. Right now, they only seem to be temporary banning people from about 45 minutes to 6 hours, depending on what happens. You can teleport to Central Park, be banned for 45 minutes, but then be in Central Park and just play the game anyways. But they're currently very focused on making sure that their servers don't just evaporate from the obscene amount of usage that's going on. Once that calms down a little bit, once they're managing the load, then they're going to hammer down on people. In the beta and in their previous game Ingress, they were banning the crap out of people for this stuff. Now, the bans aren't going to stop people because the game is ludicrously huge. Nintendo's stock price has gone up 30% since its launch days ago. APK Mirror, an unofficial place to download the application for countries that don't officially support it yet in the Play Store and App Store, went from about 600,000 hits a day to over 4 freaking million. There's even a rumor going around saying that Nintendo is making $1.6 million a day just on iOS, just in the States, off of Pokémon Go. Holy crap. Now, for me, this completely breaks the game, so I'll never do it. If I wanted to just sit on my couch and play Pokemon, I would load up some version of Pokemon on Game Boy and just play that. It would be a better overall experience. But knowledge is power, so I'm still down with making this video. I don't think anyone should use it if they can avoid it. If you're physically disabled and you just want to play the game that your friends are playing, I think that's super cool. Or if you have some other very good reason. If you just live in a rural area...
Yeah, that's not a bad reason.
Yep.
Yeah. Well?
Yep, for all you cheaters out there, look, the real cheaters are already cheating. They already knew this shit. They already knew everything. Mm-hmm. They got all the hacks. They got all the everything.
Yeah, and plus, people are hooking up off of Pokemon Go out there. People are doing the Pokemon blows, and yeah, so that's good. So if you could cheat, get yourself high scores, good strong Pokemon, then you can impress the ladies or the men or whatever you are out there, and non-binaries, astral genders, and you could be like, hey, check this out. Check out my water buffalo.
Yeah. Don't be insulting people, bro. You're going to get a lot of hate mail.
Mm-hmm. I know. So I found out that there's supposedly these traps that you could buy that attract Pokemon. All right. So and apparently they're pretty expensive. It's like a couple $100. Buy this trap, put it down. Pokemon come to it, and businesses have been buying them and putting them inside of their stores and being like, paying customers, feel free to come in and collect Pokemon. And they just got a whole abundance of them there. Well, there's been reports of people putting traps down and just waiting for people to come with their smartphones and wallets full of money and just jacking this group of people. They usually have new iPhones. Little swoop right here, take their shoes, and then you bail. And it's worth it for a couple $100 on the trap.
Trap.
If you could get like $1,000 worth of shit out of their pockets.
Maybe
So-
not. That's kind of bummy. Be
Yeah.
robbing people with their Pokemon in.
Yeah, it is. But, fucking people are, it says that it gets you outside and it lets you go and see these things and enjoy these things. It also draws you to churches. I found out churches are gyms, and I don't know why religion is becoming a part of it. But,
It's cool.
are you really outside? If you're looking at your phone searching for Pokemon, are you really? You kind of are, but are you?
You're physically moving.
You're physically moving, and you're technically outside in the nature on a beautiful trail.
Gotta get that heart pumping.
Yeah. So, but one thing is that, say, like, I know that monuments are like, say if there's like a monument or like a big fucking statue or fountain somewhere in your town, that is some sort of hot spot or gym or Pokemon stop or some shit, Pokestop. Mm-hmm. And that's cool that you could go there, do the thing that you need to do with the game, and then put the game in your pocket, put your phone away, and then now you're at this place and you can check it out and, read the plaque and appreciate it, and you wouldn't normally be there. So you have the choice whether you want to enjoy this shit or not. So that would be my advice, is that if you are out there enjoying Pokemon Go, make sure that you're also enjoying the world around you, because that's part of the game.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
that's
through your
probably the coolest part of it to me, honestly.
Yeah. And I've been seeing a lot of people just kind of like walking zombie on their phone. I went to Laughlin recently, and a lot of old people there, as usual. And there was like couples, and we were standing outside smoking on like this pier, and this couple was like on the pier on the other end, kind of like chilling. And then we heard her go like, oh my God. And she like pulled out her phone and fucking opened it up. And they were like some romantic moment at the end of the pier. And she like pulls out her phone and fucking is all like, it's this way. And then like starts walking. And we were like looking at them like people watching and eavesdropping on their conversation because we're rude. And I realized that she was playing Pokemon. And he fucking was kind of just walking behind her with like some sad face. Like, this bitch and her fucking Pokemon. So, they say it brings people together. They say it helps you enjoy the world.
Maybe it does.
Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Who am I to say?
Yeah, right?
I don't even play the game.
Yeah, you don't know if that guy was unhappy. Maybe that's just his resting unhappy face.
Yeah, or maybe he was upset that he left his phone in the room and he didn't get to collect that Pokemon.
Or whatever.
But she got it, and he was like, this bitch is gonna fucking one-up me, and got my damn fucking Chisel Zoo.
Shizzle Zoo?
Yeah, you know a Chisel Zoo?
Sure.
That's one of the Pokemon, man.
Oh, all right. Cool moves.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to name all the Pokemon I can remember, okay? It goes Pikachu, Charizard, Shizzle Zoo, Kirby. Then there's Mr. Gray, and then Dazzlepuff. Then we got Monster Tits, and
Yeah, right.
Man Bear Pig, and the Mantis.
I don't know if I believe any of that.
There they are, dude. Write them all down. Look it up. That's all the Pokemon. Got to catch them all. That's all of them. How many Pokemon are there?
1.5 million.
Let's see. I'm going to look it up. How many Pokemon are there? Oh, apparently they're adding more in 2016. They've been adding a bunch for the game. 151.
Shut up.
That was the first thing I read. Oh, here it is. So there's an original 151, and now they're adding more into the Pokédex, which is an old school term.
No.
Rolodex.
There are 720 confirmed Pokemon.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn. That's deep. That's a deep Pokédex.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So what if... I wonder how many people out there have caught them all. Is there anybody? Is there anybody that has...
anybody ever caught them all?
Yeah, try to find out, because there's got to be somebody. You know, there's people that collect like every issue of comic books. They collect every, fucking every Barbie that was ever made. So you figure there's got to be someone that's been, especially since it's not that old, collecting since day one and has every single one. So don't fuck around and find out that it's me. Because it's not me. I'm hiding my Pokemon.
In 2014, somebody had 719 of them.
And how many?
That was all of them at that time.
Damn. Do you have his name? Does it say?
Hold on.
Man, that's crazy. So if you're out there playing Pokemon Go, make sure that you don't do it half-assed, man. You got to catch them all. All 700 and how many? 21?
22, maybe.
All 700 and... I'm going to edit that in. I'm going to put that in later.
His name is Matthew Sullivan.
Fuck yeah, Matthew Sullivan. Out there killing shit. That's like, do you remember the guy that had the fucking Pac-Man record?
I don't know.
It was this dude who had a fucking sweet-ass mullet. And he had the Pac-Man record. Had a perfect game and... No, this isn't him. This is the guy that beat his record. Billy Mitchell. That's his name.
Again? That guy?
Yeah, Billy Mitchell.
It's the Donkey Kong guy, ain't it?
I think it is. Yeah, and
Donkey
he also...
Kong and Pac-Man?
Yeah, he was the first one to get a perfect score of 3,333,360 points in the original Pac-Man in 1999.
I just sent you the link for the Caught 'em All. So maybe we can attach that to the episode.
Dope.
You never know.
This fucking guy, Matthew Sullivan. Is that his name?
I believe so.
Matthew Sullivan, Billy Mitchell. All these people that hold these records just have like the whitest names.
I caught them all. It took me 20 years, but I caught them all.
I caught them all. Man, that's crazy.
Cool.
Fucking
it is
A.
crazy, and it is cool, yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their thing. And that's what, people that are into Pokemon, it's dope that they have this game because, they get to relive their childhood thing. But there are a couple things, like the creation of the game and the permissions of the game, which we have some short clips right now that we want to play before we let you go and play Pokemon.
Looking further into Pokemon and the background regarding Pokemon Go, it's become abundantly obvious what this rollout is for. The real reason why Pokemon Go was released on mobile app. The developer of Pokemon Go, Niantic, was founded by John Hank, who previously received funding from the CIA's venture capital firm In-Q-Tel to develop what eventually became Google Earth. Because the CIA venture corporation, In-Q-Tel, provided funds to Keyhole Incorporated years ago, which was founded by John Hank, also the founder of Pokemon Go. And Keyhole is a program, essentially, that Google later adopted in their Maps app to map the entire Earth. It was rolled out by the CIA to basically keep tabs on everything and have a database in which all your streets and roads and your properties and everything in the whole planet was mapped out, so, for intelligence reasons.
Okay, so the base coding of this program is some sort of government mapping technology. And what do you call it? Keyhole? Is that what he said?
Something like that.
Yeah. And it was originally made for Google Maps, adopted by Google Maps. So that's kind of what we were talking about last week when we addressed this, when it first came out, the mapping aspect of it. So where it is recording everything that you're seeing. It's recording your face. It's recording what's in front of you. It's recording wherever you are. If you're at your friend's house, if you're at your house, if you're at your drug dealer's house. And, people aren't really thinking about it. And it is kind of like a closed circuit television on the United States and Australia, because those are the only two places that the game's been released yet. But people are jacking it in other countries on that app that I said before, where you can like mirror shit and download shit that's not in the app store. So there's a lot of people playing it and how well, actually, let's get into this next part because he kind of talks about it.
Furthermore, Pokemon Go's privacy policy is essentially saying that Pokemon Go can access your Google account and release any of the information in your phone to the police or to even private companies. You agree to this when you download the app, and that is what the privacy disclosure says.
So this is the same thing as Facebook Messenger, right? The same uproar that happened. Nobody's saying anything about it, but it's the same permission as a lot of apps where they say we can look at, we can look in your gallery, we can look at things inside your phone, we can access your camera and your microphone and turn them on and off whenever we want, even if you're not in the app. So a lot of people got upset with that, with Facebook Messenger, and people, deleted it from their phones, and I'm not going to fuck that. This is my privacy and blah, blah, blah. And now this does the exact same thing. If not more, I don't know. And, they can go back and access this video whenever they want. They could go and see it. There won't be a bunch of stats and Pokemon and shit in the way. It'll just be a video. Just a fucking HD video. So, all of this is now, if you get caught up on some sort of crime and they ask where you were on fucking, this night, and you're like, I was at home sleeping, and they're like, well, it says that you were playing Pokemon Go at like 11:30 at night, 2 blocks away from where this place was, and we actually have video proof of your face, knowing that it was you and not someone else with your phone, and video of you at the park 2 blocks away from this place. So, that's kind of above and beyond information that should be available on someone. There used to be a time when if you could get someone to lie enough and say he was with me, you had an alibi and you were good. All you needed was a credible person to say, yeah, he was with me. We were fucking all night. You want to see? You want to see proof? That's all it took, man. Nobody wanted to see that proof. And then it was closed case. Yep. So, there's pros and cons, and we're not here to tell you to play Pokemon Go, and we're not here to tell you to not play Pokemon Go. We're here to give you facts.
Just the facts.
Mm-hmm. And smoke some weed with you, and maybe give you mono, the kissing disease.
And some more facts.
Yeah, we're gonna give you guys a kiss. And facts. And diseases. This is the weirdest sign-off ever.
Here's a fun fact.
What is it?
Peace, bitches.
Natural Habitat Recording.